What's going on, guys? January 25th, 2023, your market update today. Let's jump right into this. And yes, you are absolutely right. We are bringing this to you come hell or high water. It is snowing outside here in Michigan. We got a few inches on the ground already. And the peaceful revolution doesn't sleep at the end of the day. I want this to happen so badly, for hyper-Bitcoinization to happen, for us to live in a world that is freer and fairer, more just. There are these different levels of playing fields. There's not these different tiered justice systems. And yes, it sounds like some American Revolution cause or some hippie cause, things like that. And it's all those things. That's the beauty of Bitcoin. It incentivizes all those things to happen. It aligns incentives where inflationary fiat currency systems destroy incentives and only let the people at the top, the couple percent of people that understand the game of buying assets and using debt to get ahead, that only gets a few people ahead. I lived that life. I lived the life of being in real estate and acquiring real estate and things like that. And I realized after a while that, great, I getting my family financially free, that's amazing. I want everyone to be financially free, because the biggest problem is the wealth gap. That is the biggest threat to humanity, is the wealth gap. The greater that goes, the more civil unrest there is, and the more problems we are going to have as people start burning cities to the ground. We've already seen it over and over again, decade through decade. We've seen it just in the last year or two. We've already seen it's going to happen more. Guaranteed. I've been saying this for a while now. Read my lips. That will happen. More civil unrest will come. So how are we going to prepare for that? One, we've got to take macro steps by informing people, understanding there is a way out. We didn't have a way out for thousands of years. Now we have a way out. That is the most important thing I can say to you. The George Gammons of the world, these other people out there, the Jeff Snyders, people that are too deep into the weeds, the Paul Krugmans, different sides of the aisle, obviously, but these people that are so deep in the weeds, they can't even see the forest and the trees. Pull your head out of the sand. We've all been there, and come on the mission. Get on the mission, as Alex Stanzik says. That's why we are showing up every single day, because I have 4 children and I'm going to have grandkids and great grandkids, and you are hopefully going to, God willing, have children. Maybe you do, and grandchildren and great grandchildren. What world are we giving them? And this is not about like saving the climate, things like that, because guess what? If Bitcoin takes hold, those things take care of themselves. That's not some hyperbolic statement. This is actually happening. Bitcoin, methane gas mining, or using renewable energy. Bitcoin does all those things for you. It incentivizes those things, using the cheapest, best forms of energy, and incentivizing all those things. That's the beauty of Bitcoin. It literally is going to change humanity. As Alex Svetsky said, it's fire, Bitcoin, teleportation. Those are the three, 10 million years from now, people look back and say, wow, those were the 3 things that really changed the course of the universe. That's what we're living in right now. And that, even though you might not be there yet, you might not see that yet, that should hopefully move you and nudge you a little bit to be like, oh my gosh, if this guy believes in it that much, I maybe should go look into it a little bit. Again, price is the least interesting aspect. I talked nothing about price just now, right? However, it has made me very wealthy being in Bitcoin, and it's only going to compound and get better and better and better over time. So get off zero, get in the system, start learning the system, because price is the least interesting aspect, the buying power, everything. However, let's be real. At the end of the day, everyone's wondering about the buying power and what's going to happen to Bitcoin long term. Well, it's going to eat all the other monetary premiums off of all the other assets, because it is the hardest money we've ever had. So it's going to give you the best chance to survive through this transition off the legacy fiat Titanic into the life raft that is Bitcoin, into the deflationary money. So let's jump into this. Stocks today, sideways. And again, we're going to talk about some other things here, which we talked about yesterday. Tanks, some psyops going on, really fascinating stuff. I'll hit on quick, maybe do some other videos, but I did talk about this yesterday a little bit. DXY down again a little bit, down to 101, just above 101. Incredible what's going on there. So again, liquidity being pushed back in the system. We did another video about this yesterday about the liquidity. The global central banks are net positive liquidity and currency printing right now. So everyone thinks they're tightening. However, in the background, if people haven't noticed, the last 2 months, like we've been showing you guys and going to these sites and showing you where to go to look for your own eyes, don't trust, verify, what's actually happening. This is taking place. This is happening. So they're pushing liquidity back into the market. Inflation is going to be here to stay. It's financial repression. That's what will happen going forward. And they have, again, people say they're out of tools or out of ammunition. They're not. Central banks have a lot of things they can do. I used to be one of those people 6-7 years ago that thought they couldn't do anything else and thought like, hey, the economy's going to crash and double bounce and it's going to just crash now through the floor in 2014, 15, and it didn't happen. And I had a lot to learn. The last 7 years, 8 years were a lot of me learning those mistakes, and so they're now. I wouldn't say it's going to be a soft landing. You're going to have like these weird dichotomies of inflation or disinflation that are happening, meaning you're going to have asset prices going back up or going down even, could go either way, but then you have consumer prices going the other direction. So you're going to have this weird, indeflation. You're going to have disinflation with decelerating inflation, so just less fast inflation in rises. So you're gonna have all these crazy things. We're seeing it right now. We've been showing you these things over and over again. The DXY again coming down. So of course the 10-year is down. It's just above 3.4. It's just incredible what's happening. Bitcoin now is punctured again 23,000 again. Dr. Jeff Ross just got done saying that the 200-week moving average, we're right about to hit that, and that's right about the 25,000 mark. So we'll probably expect that. He expects that to be punctured through again. We probably could see some pullbacks in terms of fiat price. Remember, one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. The system in and of itself is the future. The hardest computer network, the best money to ever be discovered. That's the life you want to build on. However, if you are still Deegan trading and trying to get in and out of fiat all the time, then yes, price might be a little more of concern to you. Eventually, it won't matter at all. Price in fiat terms is going to be completely irrelevant. The price in fiat terms is going to be $100 trillion per one Bitcoin, just like we saw in Zimbabwe or the Weimar Republic and in many other 50 other hyperinflations that have happened over the last 100 years. And again, like I said, Bitcoin up, gold and silver up again, kind of gained their losses from yesterday, 1%. Oil right about 80, and so that's where we're at in the market right now, and we have psyops going on. Like I said, I want to touch on this in the end, which is the M1 Abrams. If you go on any site right now, the M1 Abrams tanks being rolled off of the C-17, rolled off the C-5 Galaxy, and here we go, Zelensky, here we go, guys, and the Leopard tanks being shipped from Finland and Germany and all this garbage. These are psyops. At the end of the day, what's going on? I happen to go down a rabbit hole of one of the managing directors at IMF, Christina Georgieva or whatever her name is. And she's over here, meeting in Zambia and leaders in Rwanda and all these African countries. And what can we do to help you out? What can we do? And this is, again, where I have a problem with the George Gammons of the world. And, I love, Robert Barnes and the George Gammons, all these guys, and they're suing the Fed. I mean, that's great. And that's one part of the fight. However, what they are missing is the Bitcoin literally just sidesteps all of that and says, yeah, cool, you guys can fight this battle that's probably never going to win, quite honestly. We're just going to go over here and start building the new playground. We're just going to go play over here, and we're going to leave this system, and everyone else is just slowly kind of looking around like, man, this playground there's not many people here anymore. It used to be packed, and now there's just no one here. Yeah, that's because everyone left. Everyone left that city. They went to a new city, a new playground, and they're playing in this beautiful new city that's being built in Bitcoin City. They're in a whole new country. They're in a whole new city, and now the only people that didn't pick their head up fast enough are the ones left in that city on that playground. It's all rusted out and hollowed out. That's the world we are entering. This is not something new. Please, this is not something new. I got into this 20 plus years ago studying history, tons of history, military history, then politics for 10 years. Then the last 10, 12 years has been investing in business. And you have to have all those things and first principles. You have to have all those things together to be able to see in the macroeconomic landscape of what's actually taking place. Then it becomes very clear once you have these glasses on to be able to see these lenses to see everything through. And the fight being collectivism versus individualism. That is the fight right now we're in. We're in a conscious war, a culture war. And the battle for our souls is really taking place. Are we going to give in to CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, and slavery? Or are we going to go Bitcoin? Are we going to build the shining city, the new shining city in the hill? And that's why I'm in here in the snow fighting for this, fighting for me, fighting for you, fighting for my children, fighting for my family, fighting for everyone who cares at all a shred about freedom and having dignity, respect, freedom of choice, freedom of religion, freedom of property, freedom of your money, freedom of your own security and protection, whatever it is you believe in. That is what I am fighting for. That's what I hope you are fighting for. And if I can one day, every single day, have one person join that cause of freedom and figure out it's not red versus blue, that's the fight. Believe me, I've been there. It's the state versus you. That is it. Period. End of story. You can fight all you want. McCarthy, Pelosi, McConnell, Trump, Biden. Good luck. Never win. You'll never win. Never, 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 never. You'll constantly be placing blame on other people, looking, for someone else to give you things. Never work. It's on us. It's on you. It's on me to make change, be the change we want to see. and be the people we want to be. So what are we going to do about that? I appreciate you. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Please share this. And we're going to keep bringing the heat. And this is going to be ramped up times 1,000 going forward. The things we're doing, the books that I've already written for kids, for children. And I'm just incredibly excited. This is my mission for a decade plus of educating children, of helping them grow with true sound principles, liberty, freedom, property rights, life, the respect and the rights for those things, and getting people an actual foundation. That's how we're going to grow. Not these, not new government. I just saw a stat I'll leave you with earlier today. Someone on Twitter. Again, I didn't verify this, but I think there's a lot of stats we've all seen over the last 5, 10, 15 years of things like this. Right, the Department of Education was started 40 plus years ago, and it's been a disaster since then, right? America has just fallen ever since we've got government, putting their hands into education, which is obviously, of course, that's going to be the case. And it said something like, the vast majority, I forget what the stat was, it was some huge statistic, 70 or 80% of people 15 to 75 years old are at a 6th grade reading level or 5th grade reading level. So it just goes to show you, again, we're failing. The system we're in now, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is just moronic. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Like and subscribe, please, to the channel. Please share it with someone you think might get something out of it. I appreciate your time and energy. It's the most important asset we have, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.